Hey, Mystic Michaela spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Today, we are talking with Lo VonRumpf. He is a celebrity stylist. He has spent years in the industry dressing very famous people, and he is going to come help us because it's so much more than fashion, and I can't wait just to get into it with him. I was on his podcast, the Low Life podcast, a few weeks ago, and he's just a lovely person. So I'm really excited to continue our conversation today. But first, hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. And it's great that we have him here today, first of all. Right off the bat, we haven't had anyone in the green room in quite a while. It's been a while. The green room, I'm gonna say this, and, I take a lot of pride in the green room.
Yes.
But it's looking musty.
It is.
It's looking musty.
A little dusty.
Yeah. And I think a guy like Lo might be able to, give it some sense of style.
He could help style the room.
Yes, he can style the room.
So he usually styles people, but...
Right, which is, okay, it's a little bit of a stretch, but, putting clothing on the green room might be a little weird.
Yeah.
But, all right, we can do this.
We'll let him do his thing.
Let's see, he's in there now. And he is, like, pulling out jeans. I don't know, but, yeah, leggings, jeans, all that stuff.
We'll
okay.
Just let him go.
Yes. Okay. Well, and the other thing is, I feel, this is an interesting episode to me because I feel that if I wasn't a podcast host and I was never a teacher,
right,
I might have been a good stylist.
And you weren't like 8 different things. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my true calling was when I was a pizza boy, but other than that, could I have been a stylist?
I'll give you this. You're like the negative stylist.
Okay.
So when us, me and the kids, we go out and we have to try on different outfits or whatever, you're like, no.
Well, yeah.
No, it doesn't work. But you're right. You're always right.
Well, this is the thing. Okay. If you ask me to put an outfit together for someone else other than myself, I can't do it.
Right.
That I can't. I know I can't do that. But I can tell you what looks bad. I am really good at, giving an honest red opinion,
and
I guess.
You're not afraid of hurting someone's feelings. Like, you don't say it rudely. You're just like, no, that doesn't flatter you.
Exactly.
And then, it depends what kind of mood I'm in. Like, why doesn't it flatter me? Exactly. And you're like, I'm not falling for that trap. It just doesn't flatter you. Like that. But no, you're good. You're honest is my point.
Yeah. So
you're not just going to say something to get out of the store.
Right. Typically I am the indigo whisperer, but I can see where a couple blues and indigos might not like my style. Of them just telling them straight out, no, that doesn't work.
Your honest, direct approach.
But here's the thing. I know, it doesn't work. I could just, no. I don't know why I know.
Yeah.
But I know.
It's just a gift you have.
Wow. It's like, because we always you always say that we're the only people that watch the local news.
It's true.
And,
that's true. That's true.
And if the weather girl has on an outfit, I'm like, nope.
We're
not going to work.
Local news aficionados. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but I couldn't put together a good outfit for that person.
Right.
So, so that's my gift.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good to inform people your other gifts and talents.
Yeah.
Your side hustles.
My side hustle.
The negative stylist.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even know what a stylist was until we had this episode.
Right. I'm going to have Lo explain that because it's fascinating to me. It's whole business.
I truly thought it was like my hair, like you style my hair. I had no idea.
Well, I know.
I didn't know that even that existed.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, because my style now is basically I just wear a Know Your Aura shirt.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all you wear are our podcast t-shirts, which is great. You wear podcast merch.
Yep. I got the hoodies. I got the long, knowyouraura.com. I got the hoodies. I got the long sleeves. I got the short sleeves.
Yeah.
I got the workout shirts.
But you do. And you love, people walk right up to you. You're like a billboard. So people are always like, what's your aura? Like, know your aura? Like, what's that? Like, what's my aura? Like, people... It's a conversation starter, and you live for it. Now,
I love it.
I love wearing our podcast merch, too.
To bed.
No, I do wear it out, because I like the hoodies and stuff that. People don't ask me. They only ask you. I think you have the vibe that accompanies the questions. I'm more like, this hoodie makes me invisible.
It is true, because you could be wearing the shirt too.
Yeah, nobody asks me.
But yet they will come to me. Although the Manifest sweatshirts that we have, people have been coming up to you.
Yeah, Defined Collections. We did a collab with Defined Collections on these Manifest sweatshirts.
And those people have been coming up to you. And I'm like, ha ha, because I know you don't want them to come up to you.
Well, I'm shy. I'm so shy.
Yeah.
I'm so shy.
But anyway, all right. All right, so while Lo's in the green room, I do have to mention this before we have a couple ads to do. Okay, we are going to bring back the scavenger hunt. So I believe it was 2020. We had the KYA, the Great KYA Scavenger Hunt.
That's what it's called now.
Yeah, it's called the Great KYA Scavenger
Hunt. It wasn't called it then, but it was, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was called the Medium. Okay. Just kidding. But anyway, what we're doing, we asked the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family on Facebook, so if you're part of the group, you know this, to make a donation. You know, if you have a small business and you want to promote that, you know, you make crystals, candles, we got all these kind of things. We're asking you if you would like to participate. If you don't have a small business and you just feel like giving, you know, we want to give a gift card. You just want to. Some people actually don't have a business, but they are supporting small businesses that they go to by donating, awesome. Like pick something from that store that I love to shop at.
And we can put like the websites up and things like that, which is nice.
Yeah. So the Great KYA Scavenger Hunt in 2020 I think we had about 25 prizes to give out. We're going to give out some prizes ourselves as well. Now we're already up to like 30, 35 prizes. So we already have more. We just started. Yeah. We're still going to be collecting. Hopefully this episode will come out in time where if you want to donate, you can. And then what we're going to do, not this episode, but the next episode, we're going to ask the questions. So I think
next week.
Next week, we're going to go with like 5 questions where you have to go back to the different podcast episodes and try to find the answers. And then you'll put your answers in the Facebook group, and then we'll just randomly select the winners, or if we have more than, let's say, 30,
and it's not a race.
Winners. Not a race.
Everyone
It'll be
can
time.
Play. All you have to do is just be a part of our Facebook group, the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Facebook. That's it. Yeah. That's all you have to do. And listen to next week's episode, and you're good to go. It's a lot of fun, and it brings us together and creates community, and people make a lot of connections. I remember 2 years ago when we did this, people made connections with each other. So they got to know each other's small businesses and whatnot. It was cute.
Yeah, and actually, this is how we met Heather, who does our paintings, or aura paintings.
Yes, our aura paintings.
You know, I saw she donated a painting. Mm-hmm. I was like blown away by it. Yes. I said, "Hey, could you do this for auras?" Yeah. And she said, "Of course, yeah, let's do it." And people love those. So you never know what can come out of it. It's definitely to build the community. It's a lot of fun. If you don't want to play, you don't have to. Yeah. So it's not a big deal. All right, so we'll do a couple of ads, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about how your personal style can be an assistant to your aura.
Hey, Scotty. Why are you so sad? Why are you so down right now?
Yeah, you know, it's this Mendel Bomb party that we have. I've been talking about it for weeks. I don't shut up about it. I just don't know what to bring. I really want to, make a splash. I want to be a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, well, the obvious choice is Milk Bar.
Yes, Milk Bar.
Okay. James Beard award-winning celebrity chef Christina Tossi opened the first Milk Bar bakery in 2008 in New York City, and she's been shaking up the dessert scene ever since with her unique spin on iconic flavors. And now you can ship Milk Bar's desserts nationwide. Milk Bar is the perfect gift for anyone and everyone in your life this holiday season. For a limited time, Milk Bar is offering their delicious new chocolate, mint chip cake, and truffles and peppermint bark snap cookies just in time for the holidays. Also, get your hands on their limited quantity of lab drops, including peppermint tie-dye pie, made in limited batches straight from their experimental kitchen, or opt for the classic Milk Bar pie, the famous cult favorite holiday treat made from toasted oat crust with a gooey butter filling. Every Milk Bar creation is made fresh, then thoughtfully and beautifully packaged so it arrives in perfect condition, ready to enjoy. It's never too early to plan ahead. Place an order today to schedule your treats to be delivered right before the holidays. All their treats are fridge and freezer ready, so you can skip the stress of holiday shipping and get your desserts now. But if you waited last minute and need dessert stat, they also offer fast, then overnight nationwide delivery. So there you go, Scott. We'll just freeze our Milk Bar pies for the parties.
Sounds good to me.
Right now, Milk Bar has a special limited time offer. Get $15 off any order of 80 or more when you go to milkbarstore.com/KYA. You'll get $15 off an order of 80 by going to milkbarstore.com/KYA. milkbarstore.com/KYA. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, bro.
Hey, man.
Hey, dude.
Why are you so chill and happy now?
Dude, I just figured out what I'm bringing to the Mendel Bombs Hanukkah/Christmas party.
What's that?
I'm bringing dadgrass. it takes the edge off and helps me enjoy the season.
Well, Dadgrass is legal, organic, smokable hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind, just like Scott. Their 100% organic pre-rolled joints, tinctures, and gummies are very low in THC and high in CBD, so you can enjoy the effects of CBD while keeping a clear head. And now they offer a variety of products so you can toke or dose just the way you like, from their CBD tincture drops to their newly launched CBD gummies in flavors like classic blackberry, ginger, good time hibiscus lime, and nighttime midnight berry. You can chill out without getting stoned. And Dadgrass didn't forget your furry friends. They also just released CBD dog bones so everyone in the house can enjoy. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/KYA. Go to dadgrass.com/KYA for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/KYA. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. All right, so Lo is still in the green room. He needs a little bit more time. He's bringing out the 2023 winter collection, I think. He's starting to dress the couch and the armchair in the green room. So we'll give him a little time. All right, so we asked the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family this question as a post in the group. We said, what's your fashion sense? What's your fashion sense / style and aura color? How do you feel your aura connects to your style? Either your daily go-to outfits or your special looks. Okay, so again, what is your fashion sense / style aura color?
Yeah, I was really interested in this because I personally get very overwhelmed. But I'm an indigo, so everything's just, there's a lot of choices, and then I kind of shut down, and then I just go to leggings, you know what I mean? So I want to see, how do other aura colors deal with that? And, aside from some people that kind of had their style figured out, I think most people had the same experience as I do. So I'm really excited Lo is coming to talk to us because he's going to help us figure out through that.
Would you say every color, would you say, okay, how do I put this? Would you say more different colors might have a harder time with that or more difficult time? Like maybe a red would know it better than a indigo or a blue or what do you think?
Yeah, okay, this is what I think about personal style and auras in general. All right, so basically your personal style is something that is an assistant to your vibe. So you have to, if you think about it that way, instead of, oh, I'm trying to look special, or oh, I'm trying to stand out, or oh, it's it can help you. And that's what I'm learning. All right. So if you think about your personal style as what greets people before you ever say one word, then you have a little bit more control over how people take that impression of you. So you can take it if you're working in a certain situation or you're going out or you're with friends or you're something. What do I want to communicate to other people without even saying a word? And how can I make that authentically about me? So the number one thing that is incorrect about auras and style, it's not like red people like red and purple people like purple. It's how you're going to go about doing that. And then each aura color is definitely going to have kind of their own general direction. But the problem is a lot of us just get very overwhelmed with choices and budgets, and we get attached to certain looks or whatever, or we have our own insecurities within ourselves, or we just don't have time. So that's why I wanted to bring Lo on to help us sift through all that.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. So if I was trying to figure out someone's aura just based on their dress, I would think I could probably do that. Yeah. I think, but there might be a problem there. So let's say I see someone, and I'm out at a bar or whatever. I do that a lot. I'm often at bars.
You at a bar all the time
with my Know Your Aura shirt on. People are coming up to me. I'm the life of the party.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows I'm a huge influencer. International sex symbol, all these things. Yeah. And they know that. They know that when they see me, that's the aura I give off.
That's the vibe you give off with your Know Your Aura t-shirt.
Right. So if I'm at this bar and I see someone maybe dressing flashy, I don't know, a lot of flair to them or whatever, I might, my first impression might be purple, let's say. Right. I mean, I don't know if I'm right about that or not, but I would think, maybe they're purple. I'm not going to say, I probably wouldn't think they were blue, right? Is that...
100%. I feel like you can, even if people aren't trying to exhibit their style, their aura color through their style, they're still doing it.
Okay.
You know, so like, for example, purple people might be pairing kind of like an old concert tee that they absolutely love from 20 years ago with kind of like a cute blazer or something and like nice jeans, you know, so just something to get people like, hey, what's that? Oh my God, awesome. You know, I went to that concert too, or something, you know, elicit emotion from people. You can kind of tell purples too. Maybe they have a more eccentric, you know, piercings, or they got something going on with their hair.
Right.
Like, there's just something a little different about them because they don't mind standing out a little bit.
Okay.
Whereas blue people, they might be the ones kind of wearing a more demure look, you know, neutral tones. They're kind of dressing for comfort. They don't stand out a whole lot because blues don't like to stand out. So they're not going to choose clothing that's really going to call people's attention to them. But what if you wanted to change that? You know, like what if you wanted to do something different today? What if you did need attention to you? This is something that can help you think about it mindfully and make different choices in your style.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Mm-hmm. You also could probably find a lot of, you know how you say you wear a color or have an inauthentic color?
Yeah.
So you could probably find that too. Cause like, let's say you have a purple and they have like, you know, let's say they have a job in a doctor's office or something and they have to wear, you know, a uniform.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if they would have this job, but then they're wearing like this uniform.
Right.
And they're purple, but yet you look at them and like, oh, you look like a yellow blue here. But maybe...
I know exactly what you mean. That's kind of like in that Sandra Bullock movie, Miss Congeniality, like when she's dressed up, she's like an FBI agent, but then they dress her up like a beauty queen.
Exactly.
Like, she's walking out down the runway and everyone's like, oh my God, and then she just falls.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Exactly.
Like that. Or that's how I feel when I wear high heels.
Yeah.
Like if I'm standing, I'm good. If I start walking, everyone's like, ugh. And it's like my inauthentic aura is showing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like... not quite.
Right.
Like, it doesn't work on you.
Right.
So but I can tell you were going for something here. You know? And that's so sad when you see someone going for something, they didn't quite hit it, because you know you've been there too, which is why I live my life in flats, you know? So it's just... Yes, the inauthentic auras can pop out too, or when your friends dress you up and drag you out, and you're like, oh, okay, you're wearing too much makeup or something.
So that blue's at the bar. They're dressing like, you know, all they want to be doing is
gave them a makeover.
And because we're good at, you know, you're fantastic at it and I'm okay at it. We know that they just want to be home in their, you know, sweatpants and watching Netflix with their cat.
Right.
But yet they're all dolled up and that's inauthentic. They're working to get it.
Their friend like tried to help them and it doesn't look right on them or something. So you can tell when people are wearing something that doesn't quite fit them. And you can't, I don't think you can use your personal style as some sort of Halloween costume. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you know, I'm indigo purple, right?
Yeah.
I want to be more confrontational. I don't know, if I put on a power suit and you know, business suit, I'm not going to turn into a red aura. Okay. You know, like it's actually going to be sad or something.
And let's fit the greens in here too. So maybe you're dating a green guy.
Yes.
And, you know, he's going to take you on a date in the woods and you're going to go hiking up a mountain. And then you're going to go like a purple or a pink might buy all the accessories to look like she's a hiker or he's a hiker or whatever. And that could be weird too, right?
I had a yellow or a friend she was dating this you just described the guy she was dating. He was actually green purple and he loved to live in the woods for like days and take pictures and stuff like that. So she's like, and he brought his big furry weird dog with him and they actually slept in a tent and she's yellow and purple and she's like, okay. So she bought all these like cute outfits and these little hiking boots and everything kind of matched and it was streamlined and it was new and it was cute and all that. And she like afterwards she's like, the dog like slobbered all over my new whatever she had name brand stuff, my new whatever shoes, and it like everything got dirty and I didn't even get a chance to wear this because it wasn't practical and it was too cold for that. So you know, it's just sometimes our personal styles don't mesh.
When you're trying to be,
we think like she was trying to be green and it's
trying
like,
to be
honestly like that you can't. It's not going to work. For
all right, so a lot of this is a recipe for disaster. You know, that and that's why we have people like Lo and myself, you know, like to help you. And
that's what I'm so excited talking to Lo, because on his podcast a few weeks ago, I mean, just he blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so much more. Okay.
All right. So let me ask one last question before we break. So as we know, I've just been wearing Know Your Aura clothing as a red.
Yeah.
How just as a red, just again, this is just for me. Of course, it's about me. I always say that. How should a red be dressing?
Yeah, we can do this for every order.
Yeah, we'll just do red.
Just red.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my take on red personal style people. Like, I feel like reds like to draw attention to places on themselves where they're comfortable receiving it. So you wearing the logo to the podcast, that's exactly what you want people to do.
That makes sense.
You want people to come talk to you about it. You want to like, hey, leave a review. Like, that's just you. Like, that's what you want to do.
Okay.
If you're a red aura and you work in real estate, for example, like you're going to dress a certain way. You're going to have your, logo on the side of your car. You're going to do something that draws people's attention to that. I have confidence in you. You look really put together. You look really sharp. Red people like to look sharp. They like to exude a lot of confidence because they want to control a situation. So everything they do in their personal style elicits the response from people to be like, wow, you look sharp. I trust you, all subconsciously, so that they get the upper hand immediately and just can start playing leader. So,
okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause maybe I used to in the past, I used to dress when I was teaching. I didn't wear my Know Your Aura shirts. I dressed pretty nice, nice shirt.
You always
tie.
Sharp.
Yeah, always sharp looking. Always, my stuff like dry cleaned and ironed and everything. But now I just wear the shirts. I got them, and I don't just wear red. I have all the colors. I have every single color.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I don't think I've changed in that fact because I'm still trying to control the narrative.
Yeah, no matter how much you complained about teaching, every day when you went, you look like $1 million. You were best dressed teacher every day. You never had slacker outfit days.
No.
And I don't feel like red people are like that. They always look good.
Yeah, I always used to go for like the power colors, even teaching. I had to like wear the red tie with like a blue shirt, like a sharp blue shirt. Or, all right. We got a couple ads, and then when we come back, we have Lo.
If you've been listening to this podcast long enough, you know how obsessed I am with Osea skincare. So much so that this is the gift I give to many people in my life during the holiday seasons. It is so hard to find the perfect gift, but you know what? Universally crowd-pleasing, clean skincare and body care gift sets are the way to go from Osea. Osea is a California-based skincare and body care brand that's been making clean, vegan, and cruelty-free skincare products for over 25 years. They use seaweed as their hero ingredient because it's nutrient-rich superfood with endless benefits, including anti-aging and moisturization. Osea products are clinically proven to work, and they're climate-neutral certified. So they're amazing gifts for everyone on your gift. I actually gave this a gift set to my mom last year, and now she's hooked on Osea products too. They just make your skin feel amazing, and I really connect with Osea's mission of clean, seaweed-based skincare and their body care products. The bestseller Minis collection is the perfect gift option for really anyone in your life because it's a little bit of everything, and you'll introduce people to products that they didn't even know existed that are life changers. So it's truly the perfect gift, but it's only available for a limited time. It's a 6-piece set of luxurious skincare and body care favorites in convenient and adorable little travel size for a complete glow up from head to toe. 3 of their best-selling face products, the Ocean Cleanser, their Hyaluronic Sea Serum, and their Sea Biotic Water Cream, and 3 best-selling moisturizers, including the TikTok famous Undaria LJ Body Oil. And it's packaged in this beautiful box that's like so easy to gift wrap, but with packaging this pretty, you can just skip the wrapping altogether. All of Osea's products are clean, clinically proven, and consumer tested. They are the perfect addition to your winter skincare and body care routine. So for a gift that will impress, check out Osea's bestseller Minis collection right now. Our listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code KYA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll even get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. That's 10% off at Osea, OSEA, Malibu.com. Promo code KYA. Do I like to get my Christmas shopping early? I sure do, and I am giving the gift of healthy hair. My teenage daughter already put Way products on her Christmas list, so I already know exactly what I'm getting her. But the holidays, they're right around the corner. Don't be left unprepared for this season. Way has everything you need to keep your hair healthy and looking great all winter long. Plus, they've got amazing gift sets that everyone on your list will love. It makes a perfect holiday gift because their best-selling leave-in conditioner and their detox shampoos are basically game-changing. The leave-in conditioners helps with frizz, tangles, flyaways. I use it on my girls' hair and my own hair. All hair types it's safe for. It protects your hair from heat up to 450 degrees, and it's color safe and cruelty-free. Now, their detox shampoo is this concentrated shampoo that cleanses all that product buildup and hard water deposits and dirt and oil and all sorts of stuff. It's made with apple cider vinegar. It's free of sulfates and parabens, and it's safe for all hair types, including color-treated or keratin-treated hair and Brazilian blowouts. And let me just tell you, when you use it, you just feel clean. Like your hair is so soft. I mean, for me, it's like, I feel like $1 million after I use it. And with the Way Better Together kit, you can get the full size leave-in conditioner and a full size detox shampoo for just $40. This is perfect for gifting, like I'm going to do to my daughter, or trying the best of Way for yourself. Can't get enough. There's also the 3-way kit, because let's face it, 3 ways are better than one. This kit features best-selling travel size detox shampoo, leave-in conditioner, and wave spray to treat, hydrate, and style your hair. So discover all the ways to share joy this holiday season. Go to theway, TheOuai.com/aura to get 15% off your entire purchase. That's 15% off your entire order at TheOuai.com/aura. Hey, Mystic Michaela spiritual family. We have with us today entrepreneur, stylist, and image architect Lo VonRumpf, who transforms celebs into fashion icons. So we hope he can help us today through Lo's Los Angeles-based styling and consulting company, LVR Style. He consults, he public speaks, and he lends his expertise as a celebrity stylist and contributing fashion editor to national publications such as People Magazine, GQ, People's Style Watch, Bello, and Elle. And with over a decade of experience in this industry, Lo expanded his company to launch the Lo Life podcast, which I was on a few weeks ago. It was such an awesome experience. And honestly, you feel like when you're over there, you're just listening to your friend Lo and you're like chatting with him. Hey, Lo, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me. I'm a big fan of you, your podcast, everything Mystic Michaela. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Drunk on it, baby.
Drink the Aura Kool-Aid. Thank you. Yeah. So I was on your podcast a few weeks ago and it was so much fun. And we introduced you to auras.
I'm obsessed now. You've created a monster. Okay, I'm looking at everyone. I'm like, oh, there's a pink person over there. Oh, yeah. Her aura is pink. Oh, there's green. I see a little Jeffrey Dahmer vibe. There's someone green over there. Oh, I can't stop. I'm like, it's going down the rabbit hole.
It is. You can do a lot with it. That's true. And so when I started this podcast, Lo, this is such a stupid thing, but I'm just sticking with it and I'm not going to let it go. I was like, anytime I have a guest, I'm going to ask them, do you know your aura? And it's stupid and it's weird, but I do it anyway. So do you know your aura? Do you remember?
Absolutely do. Yes. I'm an indigo purple with a splash of yellow. I'm a tricolor aura, yes, right?
That's so true. When I see you, I see such indigo vibes though, like
I'm trying to embrace. I literally went and bought this shirt for this interview thinking, oh, just in case it is filmed, I got to just really incorporate my aura color in here. So there's blue, there's indigo, and there's a lot of purple happening.
Yeah,
here.
That's what it looks like. And it's kind of like sparkly. Like I would take all those sparkles out and put yellow in them and that's you.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So yes, because of you, I do know my aura color, which I'm so happy that ended up being the color because it's actually, go figure, I love purple is my favorite color. And I love like those indigo tones. Most of my colors that I gravitate towards wardrobe wise happen to be in that palette. So
that's
great.
Really cool.
Mine is yellow.
What's that?
I don't wear yellow though.
Yeah,
I look jaundiced.
And that's funny because that's funny though because yellow for you, we talked about this on your podcast episodes. People have to go listen over there. But like when you were a kid, I feel like it was something that was ingrained upon you from mom or something. I remember that. So it could be one of those ones that hang out, but it's a part of you now. And you probably use it for your business all the time. You probably use
Absolutely.
It for that.
It's the only structure that I have is that little splash of yellow. Otherwise, I'm a mess. I'm all over the place. I'm constantly new ideas, new, latest, greatest. So I got to just reel it in.
Yeah, I need a splash of yellow. That's awesome. Okay. You have to tell us I mean, okay, so stylist, okay? I know this is basic, but when I started listening to your podcast, you explained it a couple of times. Like this is, and I was, whoa, like there's a whole world that I wasn't aware of. What is this? Can you explain what you do?
This underground world of styling. Well, now the velvet curtains have been lifted a bit because there are some shows now. I mean, it started with Rachel Zoe. The Rachel Zoe project was a really good glimpse into the world of styling and fashion. It was just a dramatized version, though. Over the top, Rachel Zoe was being like, that's bananas. And just, it was so, I mean, for great TV, you got to make it super dramatic. But it's really nice now that people are getting familiarized with the world of styling, and these celebrities and people in the entertainment industry that look so polished and have their shit together and have these really beautiful, fashionable looks. There's a whole team of people getting them ready for these events. Even something as simple as going to get an iced coffee. And it's, I mean, a styled event for me. Like I literally have clients that I style just for running errands because they're going to have paparazzi shots. By the way, a lot of those shots are usually staged. And so they're planned. The paparazzi knows they're going. It's worked out with the management team. I'm getting paid. They're getting paid. Everybody makes money off of it.
See, that fascinates me. That fascinates me.
And these looks, you know, and sometimes I'll have a client, she's like, okay, I'm doing a brand deal with Old Navy. And so I have to wear something Old Navy. So we'll incorporate that into the look because I just did however much money they're making off the brand. And then put one of those pieces with some other more elevated pieces at a higher price point or something like that, mix and match. And so we'll have a beautiful curated look for a 5-minute going to grab Starbucks coffee shot or leaving a market, Whole Foods or something. And so from red carpet to normal life to press junkets, there are stylists that are handling everything, which, I mean, if you think about it, like we're all so busy in life, no matter what your career is. And so if you're doing something where you are in the public spotlight or, you know, you want to have fresh outfits and keep it fun, and it's nice to have someone to kind of organize all of that for you. And that's where I come in. And I say image architect because I'm curating looks based on someone's personality, the type of roles that they want to get, direction they want to go in their career, how I would dress someone who has public speaking engagements, and my entrepreneurs, my business owners, my self-made millionaire type clients, as opposed to an actress who just starred in a rom-com. It's a very different type of style. And so I have to take that into consideration. And so it's been fun because you get to play. I don't have one specific type of client. I don't work with only women. I work with men and women and hell, even animals.
Oh, really?
My favorite client, my number one client who I just love. Shout out to Doug the Pug. Oh, yes.
What? How do you style
a stylist.
him? Like a bow ties or like what?
Oh, we did a full-blown Versace tuxedo for Doug the Pug. He was nominated for a People's Choice Award. Oh, yeah. Little Doug the Pug. By the way, awesome. My favorite animal on this planet, besides orca whales, but a land mammal, is a pug. I had a pug who passed away. But, you know, when I did have my little Dookie was his name, I posted about him all the time. And Doug the Pug, it slid into my DMs. And this little pug has like over 3.5 million followers. He's an institution. He's a little household name. And I had followed him for a long time. I crack up because he would post videos that were so funny. And I'm like, how the hell do they get this dog to look like he's in a kitchen cooking tacos? Or like he'll be set up in these little situations that are so freaking cute. It will just melt your heart. So anyway, he slid into my DMs. And it was his mom, Leslie, who's a good friend of mine now. And, and was like, I'd love for you to style me for the People's Choice Awards. I'm going to be on the carpet with Ryan Seacrest, which makes sense because a lot of like Ellen Show or Ryan Seacrest, or they'll hire Doug the Pug to work the carpet because if you want celebrities to stop for you on the red carpet, they're more apt to stop for a really adorable pug in a cute tuxedo as opposed to some random celebrity co-host.
That makes so much sense.
It's great because you'll land more interviews, and that's exactly what happens. And so anyway, I've styled him for a couple events and had custom outfits made for him. And so it keeps I never thought in a million years that I would be having to get a Versace tuxedo made for a little pug or a Louis Vuitton vest or something. But we did it. We made it happen. And it was so cute. I was like, all right, I could die a happy man because this is cross off the bucket list. I got to style a famous pug. This is what my life has come to.
That's amazing. That's like, I feel like you manifested that. And I feel, you know, I say this all the time. If I wasn't an aura reader, like, you know, when you step out, you have to do something. And I'm like, all right, I really like auras. that'll be my aura foot. That's like the foot I stepped out on when I did this. But pets, like I love reading animals. Like if I wasn't doing this, I'd be like Mystic Michaela, the cat psychic or something. Like I love.
Oh, I didn't realize you can do that with, I guess animals have their own aura color too. I didn't even think about that.
They don't, but they talk. Like the way that they talk is like fascinating to me. But anyways, it's like, but it's probably like for you styling Doug the Pug. It's like, it's just so fun, there's just something about animals. Obviously we all get it, but it's like a dream come true. So I think that's so fun, but you totally manifested that. That is so cool.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Manifested that one, had it on the dream board. And also when it comes to all my clients, it's a pretty diverse a mixture of people. I have people in, the entertainment world, rap artists, R&B, country music stars, actors, actresses, plastic surgeons, private clients, entrepreneurs. Like it's a mixture, but I love it because it really diversifies and keeps it fun for me. So I never get bored. That's the one. I don't want to get bored. And so that keeps me, excited and the creativity gets to flow out with all my different clients.
Okay. So I saw like a list of everyone that you've worked with. It's been like absolutely like everybody. It's absolutely amazing. Indigo to, you're indigo, you're purple. Sometimes indigos can get a little stuck in themselves or whatever, but how do you balance that? So I guess my question is, to be a stylist, you probably have to tell people what's up. You have to be like, no, how do you do that in a way that doesn't like trigger them or something?
Yeah. Well, and also I'm working in an industry where, and specifically with the fashion world, people are coming to me, they're undressing. So I'm seeing my clients very vulnerable. Yeah. They're literally getting naked most of the time or just in their underwear. Yeah. Some of them have body dysmorphia. All of them, I'd say, struggle with insecurities, no matter what, like male, female, doesn't matter. By the way, just for somebody listening right now, because you'll look at some of these people and be like, oh my God, like they're perfect or they have it all together. And even the person, I've worked with some of the most beautiful people on the planet, really though, and they're rich and they're famous and they too are really struggling and hate parts of themselves or really hard on themselves. And so there's a lot of psychology in having to make someone feel very safe and comfortable in that space. And that's a big part of my job, is making sure they feel, above all else, very comfortable and confident. So for me, it's like a big transformational process. That's what really does it for me in regards to styling. I could give a shit about the brands. Like, sure, I love designers. I love clothes. It's fun. That's great. But seeing someone light up and feel confident, when they've been struggling with self-esteem, or I had one client and she just had a baby and this was her first big red carpet after having a kid. And she's like, oh my God, I'm literally breastfeeding right now. I do not want to put on a dress. Right. Like, and she's known as like a bombshell. And like, that's kind of been her thing, is like playing like the hot girl. And so I was like, you're still super hot. And yes, and we can go in a different direction. We can have fun with some clothes, but it was fun to see her play dress up with me. And for the first time, and it'd been like over a year since she had done something where she was going out, because she was pregnant and gave birth and all that. And so anyway, seeing her light up and feel confident and in her own skin and just feel absolutely beautiful. And if I could play even 1% part in that, it is so rewarding. And so I promised myself, when I go into a fitting and I'm having to tell someone, oh, this doesn't work or that doesn't work, I'm coming from such a place of just wanting the best for them. I don't have an ego involved. I didn't design half this shit. This is all stuff that I'm just picking. So there's nothing personal there. Like, let's just try it on. And sometimes it's going to work. Sometimes it doesn't. But I'm an over preparer. Oh, how do I say that? An over preparer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I over prepare for everything. And so I will, and it's a psychological process. And so if I'm styling you, for example, I'm going to go in with a really strong, comfortable base for you to start off with. So if you're more of a dress person, and I know you love a fit and flare type of outfit, skirt, silhouette, let's do something in your wheelhouse. Then the next outfit will be something a little different, just to take you out of your comfort zone. Next one is going to be something that I personally love. And then the last one will be the home run. And so that's kind of where I like to do it that's the route of the fitting, how I have people try clothes on. And so far it's worked. I mean, 10 years in.
Yeah. Oh my God. I got emotional.
Not taking it personal.
No, I got emotional when you were talking about that, because I feel that connection. You're so indigo. Like, I feel that connection. Like, you make people feel safe and seen and validated. And Yeah. Because
it's so much more than clothes. It's so much more than that. I know it's like the fashion that feels like, ooh, glamorous, but like, oh, I'm over here steaming my ass off and working hard and like with garment bags and stuff. But like the actual fitting itself, if you connect with somebody and they feel safe and feel like you just have their best interest at heart, I'm not trying to make them look like something they're not. Well, then they feel comfortable with you and it doesn't feel contentious or there's no weird vibe or doesn't come to a head where it gets uncomfortable like it can for other stylists who have a bit of ego involved or they take things a little too personal or they may have, I have this blue dress that I'm like, oh my God, Michaela, you have to try this on. Well, you might not love that color right now, but I really want you to wear it. And so that's where sometimes I have to like check my ego at the door and be like, well, it's about what you want.
Right.
And so, yeah. And also respecting like my creative input, but at the end of the day, you're the one wearing it, you know, like the client has to feel good.
I'm sure you develop really close connections with your clients. One of them is Caitlin Bristow.
That's how we met. Yeah,
I know that's how we met, and I was on her podcast a long time ago, and you guys are real close friends. And I have to say, like your Halloween real episodes with her and Jason made my life. I was like, because if you guys all have to go back and watch Caitlin's Halloween, I think they're reels or something. They're so funny. But you were
we posted on reels and I did actual posts too.
Yeah, you can look at yours too. And I'm like, who's that door? Like who? Oh my gosh. It's a low. You have to go watch.
I flew to Nashville and we were stuck. I love, oh my God, my little Canadian maple delight, Caitlin Bristow, is so close to my heart.
She's so
family
kind.
At this point.
Yeah,
she's such a good person. And when she was filming Dancing with the Stars, we ended up pretty much living together because this was thick in the pandemic. This is 2020. Okay. I mean, so everything was still locked down. And so I had gone to visit her and she was in this apartment in the sky. We called it the Sky Cage. And once you went in, you weren't coming out. ABC had such strict rules with like you had to stay there. And if you left, I could come back, but I'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks before coming back and get tested. And back then, like testing was very expensive. Yeah. And so the couple times I did leave, I ended up having to pay hundreds of dollars in testing fees and stuff. So I just decided we were hanging out in this little apartment with Jason and her two big mountain dogs. And so I just stayed and I stayed for the whole time. And she's like, well, I don't know how long I'm going to make it on this show. Right. So it could be a month and it'd be a few months. And she took home the mirror ball. But through that process of staying in 750 square foot apartment with 3 grown adults and 2 dogs. And yes, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Jason and I fought a little bit, but of course we were at each other a little, but it made us all so close. And so we celebrated, that was during Halloween. And so that 2020 Halloween happened. And then the next year they weren't in the Sky Cage anymore. They were free. And so I was like, oh, I loved Halloween with you guys. And they're like, you got to fly up again for Halloween. And then now this year I was like, I'm coming back. So it's become our tradition. And so, I ended up playing the door of the Titanic scene for Rose and Jack. And basically, I'm always in some sort of an inanimate object added in, and it works.
It was amazing. And I really loved it. And I feel like because we know, I think like both our podcast listenerships on like know Caitlin, a lot of crossover there. And, she's pink and purple. That's the aura I see around her. What's it like styling for Caitlin? Like what, because you guys obviously have such a great rapport. What's it like styling for her?
I love styling her because the trust is definitely there. It's been built. And I came into Caitlin's life because she had been on a worst dress list and was really bummed. Yeah. I mean, it happens, but I didn't even think the dress was that bad. She went to the CMA Awards, the Country Music Awards, which is like the Oscars of country music.
Oh, yeah.
And so she had gone, and I mean, she just wore a dress that she had off the rack. At the time, she was with Sean Booth, and they went to the carpet, and I think it was like from Urban Outfitters or something. Okay. Cute, but like not necessarily the best for that type of award show. And so a few of the different fashion blogs and websites just dragged her for it.
Poor Caitlin. That's so
I know. And so she was like, I want to be best dressed. And so a mutual friend of ours introduced us, and I started working with her. And the next year, she ended up getting best dressed, which was awesome. Yeah, she got best dressed everywhere. I loved working with her. And we just hit it off right away and became instant friends. It was crazy because I met her and just instantly knew this is going to be someone that I'm going to spend a lot of time with in life. I really love her energy. There's something here. We both felt it right away. Like, what's going on here? I feel so comfortable and like I've known you my whole life. And so we hit it off. And so when it comes to styling her, she's down to try everything, but she definitely has a wheelhouse of silhouettes and styles that is comfortable for her.
Okay.
And so even though she's a pink and purple, which I would assume with pink, it's very girly, like a Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
And it's very like feminine silhouettes. She is the furthest thing from that. She's a 90s grunge little badass that loves leather and loves flannels and oversized silhouettes.
Maybe she's like
and
a Canadian
mini
pink or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's like
a Canadian pink.
different pink.
Pink with like a little splash of black in there because she definitely loves to edge it up. And so, she loves, Nirvana and that's usually what we kind of reference, like that 90s grunge period. And so sometimes I take her out of that and do some fun silhouettes. Like for the CMAs one year, I had this big dramatic full skirt that was literally like a princess skirt, just very dramatic and very feminine silhouette. And then we did it with like a lacy crop top and the whole thing was done in black.
I remember that outfit. I actually, I have a vision in my head right now. I remember that because it was like a real standout.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's so funny because there was another, I won't say who the person was, but it was a big country star on the carpet and everyone was flashing. And then Caitlin walks out in this dramatic big gown and everyone was like, holy shit. No matter who it was just like such a striking outfit that all the cameras were like, oh my God. And then like started taking pictures of her because it was a standout moment. And so we did a really feminine silhouette and something that was, I guess, girly considered on that spectrum, but it was done in black and black lace with leather details, and so it just felt very comfortable for her because it like blended both worlds together, and the product ended up being great. Best dress, so yay!
Yeah, see, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I asked. So I have a Facebook group for the podcast, and we call ourselves the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family, and I put on in anticipation. Well, now I got to rewind. When I went on your podcast, I was like, oh, this is so fascinating. Just because like getting off of your energy, I'm like, wow, like this person works with color. Like you say, you style for people's personalities. It's really, Aura's personality is very interchangeable. Like you really feel people's vibes and you help them feel more authentic and like accentuate the parts of themselves that need that or whatever. And I got really into it. So I asked the group. I asked them on there, like, hey, what's your aura color? What's your style or preference or whatever? And we got like 500, like almost 500. We got a ton of comments. And they cracked me up. And I would say, I could read them, like a couple really made me die of laughter.
Please. I love it.
I should do some. Because I was wondering if you could help us. Okay, so...
Yeah. Oh, like styling based on your aura color? Ooh,
yeah, like kind of just, what should this person do? All right, so this person she's saying, so she's purple and turquoise. And she says all she can wear is black, black, black. This is...
funeral chic.
Yeah, and I feel like, she's trying to say she's stuck in the black. I think that was a lot of us too. What do you... Give us a first step if we're too... And I think a lot of us don't want to be seen or something. Do you deal with that a lot, like with some of your clients? Like, I don't want to stand out or I don't want to wear color because then people are going to notice me. How do you help people like that? That's
part of it. Also, I mean, I like to wear a lot of black too. I have some color in my closet, but it's pretty much looking like a funeral these days because black is slimmy as hell.
I love
you
black.
Look great in black. For a lot of people, if you're feeling bloated or shitty or just like, ugh, like I'm not about to wear red. Like I put on a red sweater and I felt like the fucking Kool-Aid man. And I was like, this is not the moment for me. I need a black cardigan. I need to feel safe and secure. And so part of it's that, I think, for people.
No,
and also true. Black is flattering. And also, not wanting to be seen. Like if you are going to an event or just going out somewhere, it's like it's a staple. And so I get that because same, I understand it. And there's nothing wrong with wearing black. But if you do want to change it up a little bit and spice up your wardrobe and you feel like you're in a style rut, like the person that's just like throwing on the leggings every day with an oversized
that's
shirt.
everybody too. That was all the comments too.
Yeah, especially after the pandemic.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad though, like after the pandemic, people are coming out of it. And I mean, it's still sort of happening.
I don't know. Yeah. Our group, we're not. Like, it's a real problem over on the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family page. That's why we're like, help. Like, give us one thing we could do to make us not look like we're both sleeping and going grocery shopping at the same time.
I do love that comfort is at the forefront, even with me with styling. Like if you don't want to wear those heels that are going to make your feet feel like they're going to fall off, that's okay. You don't have to wear heels all the time, and maybe do like a chunky platform if you do want a heel, so you actually could move and not feel like you're dying at the end of the night, And so I think if you want to venture out of always wearing black, which I get, I think mixing in some neutrals, and there's some unique neutrals that you could work into your wardrobe that are, I guess, out of the box. Like I treat leopard print as a neutral in my life.
Okay.
Leopard print is great. And so if you have a cool sweater in leopard or a pair of leopard heels or shoes or sneakers, or bringing in some prints, but leopard is definitely, to me, it's the equivalent of using just like brown. It just has cool print on it. But you could pretty much put leopard with any color and it looks automatically polished and chic. Throw a leopard skirt with red, blue, green, like any color really. And it looks awesome. Keep it in the warm colors because depending on the print of leopard that you're getting, but it's usually like a warmer brown.
Yeah.
So keep it warm tones, but mixing in a cool leopard print's great. Also, if you don't want to go and buy wardrobe pieces, but you wear a lot of black, incorporating cool accessories, all black with like a neon green bag, or like a really cool, like you can get this stuff like super affordable at like Zara, like those fast fashion type places.
Yeah.
And just throwing on an accessory or like a big colorful earring, but you're wearing an all black outfit. Oh, it looks so chic and super intentional. Okay. And so even though your wardrobe could be a bit on the funeral side, dark, hello, darkness, my old friend, that's okay. Because you can incorporate some fun, or like bring in like chunky gold jewelry or a splash of red or turquoise or something like a belt, or a cool little like hair headband. Like I have some clients that like that's their thing. They want to keep it pretty much black and neutral. But then I'll mix in like some grays and some browns and stuff like that, keeping it still neutral with a little splash of color or pattern somewhere without having to change their whole wardrobe. And then that's like baby steps to having a little fun with fashion.
I feel like we can do that. Those are amazing tips. I feel inspired. I wish I had talked to you before I went to a bat mitzvah this weekend, because I only wear black, and I'm like going to this bat mitzvah and I'm like, I can't wear black. It's like a daytime bat mitzvah. And so you're supposed to look cheerful and happy or something. And And now I got photos back and I'm like, oh no,
Adam's family.
No, should have done the black. Okay. So Jocelyn, this cracked me up. She's pink and yellow. She says that she's a sucker for a trend, but sometimes she wears them too soon. And then she'll stand out in a way that isn't the way she'd like to. Like the one time in middle school when she wore pinstripe pants and kitten heels, and everybody thought she was a student teacher. So what do you do? Which I thought was so funny.
Oh, I love her.
She's great.
Oh my God, I love that. She's like 1.5, like of course, yellow. Oh, it just dropped. Yellow, pink. She wants to have some fun with fashion. Like, good for her.
So what do you do when somebody like you like a trend, but is there too soon for a trend? Is that a problem? I don't know.
You know what? Here's the thing. I know there's like trends that come in and out, and some things are like, and sometimes I feel like people are trying to make trends go out. Like there was this whole TikTok movement of like skinny jeans are out. Yeah. They're dated. And I'm like, no, they're not. Skinny jeans are cute. And some people feel very comfortable in them. And so they're not out. Like if we're going to like shit on any sort of trend, let's shit on low rise jeans coming back. Because there's about 2% of the population or less than that those actually look good on. Yeah. Like past the age of like 17, it's like a rough silhouette to pull off. And so when it comes to fashion, honestly, I really look at it as like fashion is freedom. Clothes are freedom and expressing yourself. And so if there's a trend or something that you want to wear and it might not be hot right now or what's popular, doesn't matter. Rock it anyway.
So
who cares?
Do it anyway.
I feel like just have some fun with it anyway. And it's crazy because I promise you this, like I would put my life on it. It will come back. It always does. So if low-rise jeans and Von Dutch hats with juicy little sweatsuits can make a comeback, there's hope for any trend. And so don't worry. It will not, you won't be out of it. Like if anything, you'll be probably 5 years ahead, because it's going to come back. It's all cyclical.
That's okay. Thank you. That's good advice. So just do you. It's bringing me back. I used to work at Macy's in the juniors department when I was like 22. And that's right when everything you're saying, like they were getting so low, it was like inappropriate. And then
at the pubic bone.
Yes. And like you wore the thong and then like, yeah, everything you're saying, like the juicy couture and all that. And, when I saw it coming back, I was like getting sweaty. I'm like, I can't do that again.
PTSD?
Yes. I'm like, I can't try it. Because I think when you're that age, you're like, okay, I got to make this work. I got to make this work. And it's like, I am not going to make that work ever.
No.
Mary, last one. Mary, who's indigo and purple, says that she's terrified in all caps of being overdressed. I don't know what that means, but.
You know what? This is actually something that I run into a lot with clients, that they don't want to be too overdressed. I actually always err on the side of overdressed because the worst feeling is to be underdressed for something. I think you cannot go wrong if you're a bit overdressed for an event or a dinner or something like that, rather than, because you could always say, like, I had one client and I dressed her for something and she's like, wow, that was super casual. I'm super overdressed. And she goes, but I ended up just telling everyone I'm making a pit stop. I have something to go to after this. And so it was fine. And so she felt great and everyone complimented. She looked awesome in her outfit. But I think that erring on the side of overdress is actually, that's the side of caution. And I think that's way better than being underdressed for anything. So yeah, I don't really think that's that big of a problem if you are overdressed. But I mean, you take every situation, and it's all with a grain of salt. It just really depends on where you're going. But if you have like that staple dress that you love, or it's like very comfortable for you, or whatever piece, the killer pair of jeans that your butt feels good in and you'd feel confident in, and a blazer, like you really can't go wrong with that. There's certain staples you could have in your wardrobe that can translate to any event, any type of situation. And for me, that's like a great little black dress, a killer trench coat. You should always have that in your wardrobe. An awesome blazer that fits you. It's been tailored. It looks nice on you. You could always throw that blazer on with a t-shirt, a camisole, hell, just a bra if you want to be a little bit edgy. Yeah. You could always have that killer blazer and then a staple pair of jeans that just hug you in the right places. And finding that dream pair of jeans that like hugs you and makes you feel good, it's tough to find sometimes. And so once you have those are your staples. So if you're really wondering, like, what the hell do I wear? Go with the basics, and you probably won't. You won't be wrong if you go with one of those, because they can translate to super dressy or super casual pretty easily.
Thank you so much. Honestly, this is the pep talk we needed. So I really appreciate I really appreciate this.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're here changing lives.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
One freaking blazer at a time.
Because I started getting really interested after your podcast. I'm like, I guess our style, if we start to use, and I'm on the side of like leggings too. So like I'm like most of the people that were commenting. But after your podcast, I'm like, I think you just inspired me, like your energy. And I thought, wow, how important is it, that we can use our style as some sort of support system to our vibe? It speaks before we do. It speaks without words. Like how could we use it better? And maybe we can all work on that just a little bit, in the new year. So I guess, but you must do this all the time. So one of my questions for you was, because I was getting like real deep thinking about this before you came on. How do you help people? Because I feel like you do this. Impact their lives through kind of setting up their style. I mean, you work with really people who have like a brand and an image, and people who and I know you work with regular people too, but like, especially with all the artists and celebrities that you work with, how do you help them reflect who they are in their style?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the most important thing is finding a space, or a silhouette, a color. I like to put a whole color palette together where they feel super comfortable. Like, okay. And even if they're a bit uncomfortable, that's okay, because we all need to be pushed sometimes, to try new things.
Yes, that's true.
But finding something that they feel comfortable in is the best part of it. And then also it's a transformation process, which I kind of touched on earlier, but it's a very transformative thing to see someone come in leggings, their hair in a top knot, feeling like not cute right now, which I think that's still super cute, but to each their own. But then getting to see them transform and just feel really beautiful or handsome and just feel confident is the most important thing. And so Yeah, there's different ways of doing that, but I think that fashion, especially with my clients, these people coming in to see me, depending on what their mood is, I use clothes in my own personal life too, which I talked about on the show, my show with you.
Yes.
But I use fashion to literally change my mood. If I'm in a deep funk and I'm feeling depressed, you're probably going to see me in some bright colors because I'm trying to pull myself out of the darkness. And so sometimes I'm like, okay, I got some bright colors right now. I feel like this is, making me feel a bit happier, because it's hard to feel like shit and sad if you're wearing a really happy color. Mm-hmm. It's hard. And people see you. Like I bought this shirt for this podcast, and I had run to CVS to pick up a couple things, and the lady at checkout was like, "Oh my God, your shirt, I love it. It just puts a smile on my face." And I was like I wanted to record it. Like, that's exactly
Can you say that again?
What it did for me too. Not that I'm depressed right now, but I'm glad that it could put a smile on someone's face, or I'll wear fun, funky colored socks or whatever. And so something like that will kind of pull you out of a bit of a weird mood, or feeling like you're in a funk, or if I mean business, and I'm going to put on a structured blazer. I'm I'm in business, get shit done mode today. Right. And so I'm going to even if I'm not seeing anyone, I dress for me. I don't dress for other people. That's the most important thing. Dress for you. Do not dress for other people, which I know we all kind of do. Dress for other people. Come on. Who are we kidding? If we're dressing up, it's because we want people to see us and think we look cute. But really, that's fine. But also, it's really important, first and foremost, to really dress for you. Yeah. And how do you feel? Are you making yourself smile? Do you feel good in that outfit? So that's kind of how I navigate each and every fitting, is going into it. It's so much more than just clothes. It's so much more than just having a best dressed red carpet moment. It's much deeper than that.
And I'm learning that, I think there's this kind of, what you're just saying, it's not all the way that you're talking about it. It's far from superficial. It's extremely, and the journey you can take, like you're saying, hey, am I dressing for me? Or does this make me happy? Or is this something that I'm comfortable in? Those are questions that get you closer to your own thought processes and your own moods, or where you're at today or whatever. So I think it can just be a really cool tool to use.
Yeah.
And also, like you're saying, dressing a certain way can elicit different responses from people. So maybe you want different responses from people for whatever purpose or whatever context you're going into. So I think that's really, it's just a good thing to keep in the back of the mind.
And we're all so visual. Human beings, we're so visual with everything. And so just giving people something fun to look at, I think is, why not? And so even if people don't like it, sometimes people don't like certain outfits. It's okay. Because we all have opinions. Everybody's got an opinion.
Yes, they do.
And so you're not going to win them all over, but that's fine. I'm winning me over, and that's all that matters right now.
And at least you tried. At least you did something. And I think that's always worth something in the world, doing something.
Absolutely.
Okay, you told me on your podcast that you'll walk into people's closets and do this. I forget what you said, but you'll go into someone's
closet audit.
Yes. And I was like, that's like walking into someone's brain. What's that like?
It is. I know. I love a good closet audit. Just because if you let me loose in a closet, I don't care the size of it. It could be a tiny little closet or a big old walk-in one. I've been in all of them. Right. I've been in the closet too at one point in my life. And so I'm very comfortable in that space. And so it's a very weird full circle moment for me to go back into the closet. But this time I'm getting paid for it.
Yeah, that's
good. Yeah. And so this is a fun type of going back in the closet. And so with that, going in, it's a bit daunting because sometimes, these are unorganized. There's so many different things happening in there.
Sure.
And it's so personal for people too. And so with going into these closets, my whole objective is to make this a space where not only are you comfortable, but creativity can flow freely and it's easy breezy. And so when you go into the closet, I like to color code things and make it just easy for your life, because if you have kids and you're busy in a career and job and just other shit happening in your life, going to the closet, to pick an outfit out and putting yourself together, you want to make it as time efficient and easy breezy as possible. And so that's where I come from, that headspace. And so going into someone's closet, it actually, for me, is so much fun. And my favorite thing to do is a lot of the times I have clients that are finally hiring me to go into the depths of their brain in their closet. But how you're closet looks, or even how your home or your car, like if there's a lot of shit happening in your home, there's clutter, or it's just overwhelming when you go into someone's closet, that's a good indicator of where they're at mentally right now.
Everyone right now, including me, is like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, myself too. I mean, sometimes my space is like I have boxes and shit everywhere. And I'm like, wow, I'm kind of all over the place mentally right now too. And so sometimes just putting things away or making sure things have a proper place, or just kind of editing it out a little bit, clearing up some room. It's so funny because I know there's some people out there, and I totally get this. It's really hard to throw things away or to get rid of it. You know, you don't have to throw it away. You can donate it or whatever. That's tough for people sometimes because there's a lot of emotion attached to certain pieces, and there's a lot of history. You know, I remember when I bought that jacket, or I wore that, you know, this is a special dress that I wore for this wedding or whatever. And so there's two things I like to do. One, I look at it psychologically, like getting rid of something. Every time you get rid of a little something physically clears up a little something mentally for you. And so if you kind of give yourself a win in that way, okay, I'm cleaning up more space for me. I'm allowing myself to have more headspace that's free. Then other things, abundance will be welcomed into your life with that process of thought. The other thing is, we don't necessarily have to get rid of it, but let's breathe some new life into it because it's collecting dust up here in a dry cleaner bag since 2002. We're going on, you know, over a decade, boo. Let's breathe some new life into it. And so, for example, I had one client and she had this really cool jacket. She's worn it a ton. And she's like, I have so many photos of me in this. It became like my number one jacket. And I spent a lot of money on it. It was like my first like fancy jacket that I bought for myself. It was like kind of like an oversized coat, blazer coat style. And so she's like, I don't want to get rid of it. I said, we don't have to get rid of it. She goes, but I'm also never going to really wear it because it's like had its moment and a lot of them. And so I'm just going to let it sit here. I said, well, why don't we breathe some new life into it and rework it into something that you actually would want to wear? I cut the sleeves off of it, turned it into a cool like coat vest, belted it, changed the buttons on it. It became her staple piece all over again. And it looked really chic. And she's like, oh my God, this is like my number one thing to wear. But we just kind of took something and reworked it with a seamstress, which wasn't expensive. It was like $80 to have it altered, and ended up looking really cool. So sometimes you could rework things and breathe new life into them. So you don't have to necessarily get rid of it, you know?
I love that. And I like when you're talking about that, reminds me of blue aura people, because blue auras have a hard time throwing stuff out because they like it's almost like things are personified a lot of times for the blue auras. Like it becomes
sentimental.
Yeah, it becomes like an extension of them and an extension of somebody they love, and it has feelings and a personality now. Now it's like, oh, like I can't get rid of it. But I love like you talking about investing that kind of time too. If we love it so much, why don't we show it love? You know, if we love it so much, why don't we honor it and put I don't know, energy towards reworking it, like you said, which is such a metaphor for ourselves. You know, because we're done with something in our life doesn't mean we can't honor it or rework it, or, you know, like for example, I went to school for a million trillion years to be a Spanish teacher, you know what I mean? And now I do this, but like there's still ways that I honor all that time. Like it's not wasted, you know, there's other things I can do with it. And there's other things that I enjoy doing with that education I had and that knowledge base and all that.
Oh yeah. It definitely doesn't go to waste. It will never.
Yeah. But some of us, I think we're like, oh, I can't do that anymore. I put it away. So I love that message.
Yeah.
Lo, I just adore you. I want you to live in my closet.
I'm there. Yes, I'm going. Okay. Wait, what? I forgot. What city are you in?
I'm in Boynton Beach, Florida.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, it's a little weird here, but you can come.
I've never been. Oh. I've never been. No, yeah. I've been to Miami and Coral Gables. Or is that what the town's called?
Yeah, yeah. You're like, there's no reason to come to Boynton Beach. It's like just kind of like a suburb, you know. But like,
nice.
Miami's fine. Like that's fine. Okay. It's not too far away. It's not too far away. But where can we find you? Tell us, you know, especially your podcast and everything.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, if you have any fashion questions or you want to hear some fun fashion episodes, and we talk about everything on my podcast, but it's called the Lo Life Podcast. It's L-O, no W, just L-O Life Podcast. And you could find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Style LVR. It's STYLE LVR, which is an acronym for my name because my name is Lo, short for Lorenzo VonRumpf. So that's my last name. So Style LVR. And you could find me, everywhere on social media. And so if you have any questions, slide into the DMs. And I try to respond to most people in a pretty good amount of time. I'm trying to be better about that. And so if you have anything you want to ask, slide into the DMs and I'll get back to you.
Oh, so sweet, Lo. Thank you so much for being here. We so appreciate you.
Oh, I love being here. Anytime. Yeah. Anytime you want to talk fashion. You know what I was thinking too could be fun is every color, and we'll break down outfits, like suggestions for every aura color, just throwing it out there for like another episode.
No, everybody's just like right now they're like, yes, please.
I would love to do that because I do have some ideas and I've already been kind of brain draining. I'm like, okay, if you're an indigo, this is the route that you probably should take to feel comfortable, or this style or that style. So it's like style tips and trends that will be best for you based on your aura color.
All right, we're gonna have to do a part 2. Thank you so much, Lo.
Of course, yeah.
And thank you, Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family. You know this podcast is for you and about you, and I'm so glad you spent some time with us today.